guys, it's Jessica from Crafting and Stamping at Blogspot.com, and today is the third video showing how to make the third card from the White Pines Card Making Workshop on the Go, and this is my favorite one. I love it. It's very whimsical, I think is the right term I'm looking for. It's very fun. This is, like I said, third card from the Card Making Workshop on the Go. You get 3 different designs you can make, 5 cards of each for a total of 15 cards, $24.95. You get everything you need with the exception of your ink, and there is 3 ink colors that you will need. It's Cashmere, Fern, and Cranberry, as you can see, and you will get a size D stamp set that gives you all of the stamps you need, plus a pack of our Bitty Sparkles, which I've already broken into because I'm utilizing them, and a pack of twine, which also I've utilized because we are using it. So I wanted to go ahead and show you how to make all 3 cards. So the link will be down below to see how to make cards 1 and 2. And also the link to my store so you can go ahead and purchase it and the supplies used. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my card. So what I'm going to do first is, oh, you also get your 15 card bases and envelopes. I forgot to tell you that. It's such a steal for this card kit. And the stamp set you can reuse every year for your cards. Just you make the cards a different way. So I took my first card base, got my bone folder, creased it, placed it right down the center. I'm going to go ahead and get started on, and I said this in the video from yesterday, that I'm going to do it backwards, and I'm going to attempt to do it again. We'll see. I've made mistakes on the last 2 cards on camera, so let's hope I don't do it with this one. But yeah, I definitely suggest when you're making these cards to go ahead and cut all of the pieces out and keep them separated. Put them into little piles, so that way you don't get yourself all confused. I'll move that ATG gun in 1 second. All I'm doing is just utilizing my Versamat underneath me to make sure everything is lined up straight and give me about almost a 1/4 inch border all the way around. It's more like an 1/8. But then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this part that I just put together. It was a piece of the White Pines I cut out and laid it on top of a Fern base. And I'm going to use the Versamat again to do the same thing. Just make sure everything's straight. And this is going to leave about a little more than a 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay. I'm going to come in and I'm going to take the cranberry piece that we cut, and I'm going to place it right across, and I'm going to go about 1 3/4 inch up. And once again, that's what this Versamat is awesome in helping me determine that. I don't think I talk about it enough, and I actually had someone question me. It's one of my local friends who actually watches my videos, which I think is so funny because you can just see me in person. Asked me, what the heck is that mat you use? And I told her what it was. I said, it's a Versamat. And she's like, oh, I love that. I'm going to have to get me one of them. I'm going to have to get myself one because, you know, I see how you always use it and it really helps you line things up. And I say, yeah, it really does. So anyway, I'm taking one of the pieces of White Daisy, and inside the card kit it tells you exactly how big you have to cut these pieces, and all I'm doing is dovetailing the ends. Super easy if you've never dovetailed before. I'll show you what to do. So all you do is you start off at one of the ends and you cut about a 1/4 inch slice right in the middle on the end. So all I'm doing is cutting up about a 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to go in on the corner. I'm going to try and do it like this, that way you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to cut from the corner up to the tip of that, up to the cut mark that I made. And then I have that, and then I'm going to repeat it on the opposite side. And for the most part, that'll give you a kind of even dovetail. See? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take my ATG gun, put it right in the center of this piece. Oops, there it goes. Okay, so that's on. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my stamping done. Now, I am not going to go ahead and adhere these 2 pieces together because if you do like I did when I was making this card, you don't want to have it stamped down because you're going to have to use the magic paper and flip it to the back. As my friend Joy said, I died when she told me that, when she said that on one of her videos. So hi Joy, if you ever watch my videos, I don't know if you do. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the stamping. Now this is a 2-set stamp and I love it. Love, love, love it. I'm going to start off with the outline of the tree and I'm going to use the black ink. And now, if you have never used this stamp set before, you want to make sure you go ahead and you get some good old-fashioned DNA. And this is called conditioning your stamp. Okay, this helps pull off any of the extra acrylic that might still be left from the stamp creating process. Okay. Oops. Put that off to the side. Also, you're going to want to take your foam insert and you're going to want to make sure you put that down. To make sure you have a nice flush stamped image. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my stamp hat and stamp my tree. And I'm going to try and stay right in the center and leave equal, or no I'm not, you know what, I'm going to go closer to the bottom because I forgot I have to do the star as well. It's not on this. So I'm just going to stamp right down, lift up and stamp down. Now I'm going to take the star outline and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to try and get my star right in the center of my tree. Just like that. Now that that's done, I'm going to come in, close my black ink. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to take the fill part, the fill-in part. Okay, babe. I'll be right down. I'm just about done. I'm going to get my cranberry ink first. And I'm going to... Oh, I just stuck my whole finger right in that. Okay, babe. Hold on. I'm going to come in. And I'm going to get this star and I'm going to make sure that I have it the way I stamped it, which is the other thing that I did wrong when I did this the first time. So I'm just going to get it in my cranberry ink and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it down to almost fill it in. And now if it goes outside the lines a little bit, it's okay. It's supposed to kind of look like that. Like I said, it's got a fun feel to it. While I have my cranberry ink open, I'm going to put my tree aside and I'm going to take the Oh Christmas Tree stamp. Okay, and I'm going to get that right in my cranberry ink and I'm going to stamp that down and that way I can close this up because we don't want to leave our ink pads open if we don't need to. Okay, so I have Oh Christmas Tree stamped. So now we're done with cranberry. So now let's get our fern and we're going to stamp the tree in the ink. So let's go ahead and get our stamp back, our stamped image. Now this, when they're bigger stamps, I like to flip my pad over and stamp it like that or ink it up like that. So just so you know, that's how I usually will do it. And then I'm going to stamp right down. Okay. So that part is done. We can put the fern to the side. Now let's get the cashmere and we're going to take our tree stump. And we're going to repeat the same process. Okay. And we're done there. Super easy. Now, let's take all the pieces that we just got done stamping and let's get them together. So I'm going to go ahead and get my ATG. And just be careful how you do this because sometimes our stamped image can still be a little wet, which is why I don't know why I decided to do this backwards because sometimes it'll smear, but it didn't this time, which is a good thing. And I'm going to go ahead and just get this lined up, and I'm going to put it down. Then I'm going to come over with my Oh Christmas Tree, and I might put that up a little bit because I don't like how I had, no, that's all right. I kind of see where I must have not gotten my whole image inked up. See how there's a little bit right there, but that's okay. It's handmade. To the untrained scrapbooker's eye, who will know, right? Stacy, that was for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this placed down just like this, and then I'll line up. I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my fern twine and I'm going to wrap it around, and we're going to make a cute little bow. Now, what I will suggest when you do this, keep it tied. Don't cut it keep it on your, keep the twine on your, whatchamacallit, on your, I can't think what this is called, whatever the bobbin, I guess it's called, the paper bobbin. Okay. And what I typically will do is get a glue dot, and I will, when it comes to this, I'm going to fold it over because I don't want any of it to be visible with my Microtip scissors, and I'm going to place it down. Okay. And usually, but because I did it the way I did, it's stuck. Usually it comes right off. But not today because I'm doing it on camera. Okay, so I get it, and right where I'm going to make my bow, I'm going to push it right on top of the little glue dot. Now that I have the bow done, I can cut it off. Okay, and then we can knot it up. Make our cute little knot. Let's see, because we already have the glue dot on there, it stays. Okay. So that's all done. Now we're going to get our little bitty sparkles and our Microtip scissors, and we're going to put some little bitty sparkles on our tree. I'm going to put one on my star, and then I'm going to place them around. Just be very careful, very, very careful with the scissors because they are so sharp, but they work perfectly. Okay, this is how it looks. Isn't it cute? I'm going to get some of my foam tape. This horrible, horrible, horrible foam tape that I hate. Ugh, I hate it. I love close to my heart. Why do I have to use it so much? I never have it left. It's like a secret joy of mine. But the sad part is, I never remember to order it. It gets on my nerves. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and place it down right in the center of my card base. And there you have it. There is our third card. Isn't it adorable? So these are the 3 cards we have made in this kit. Okay. So, I will have the links, as I said, to the 2 prior cards, how I made them. I will also have all of the supplies utilized and the link to purchase right on my website. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you crafting and stamping. Bye!